This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description.
Squid Game, which is on track to become Netflix's most-watched series ever, includes a handful of plot twists, but none are more shocking than Episode 9's big reveal. Fans have now realized that there were actually multiple hidden clues and details across the 9 episodes that pointed to the twist. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will talk about Squid Game, every clue that teased the twist ending. Squid Game has become Netflix's latest smash hit, with the Korean-language survival drama set to become the streaming service's most-watched show of all time. The streaming show about a cephalopod inspired children's collection of play events that has dominated the world prize itself and keeping some of the mystery of the games from its participants as well as the audience, but eagle-eyed viewers caught on that one of the characters probably isn't who they say they are. In the final episode of Squid Game, viewers finally find out who was behind the deadly survival games and who originally created them. The reveal has resulted in millions of viewers around the world now rethinking everything they saw in the entire show. And now, you want to talk about that shock twist ending, right? Here are all the clues you might have missed regarding Oh Il-nam's true role in Squid Game. Number 1. He's player 001. Of course, any kind of contest or game must have a number 1 player. Someone has to be first to enroll in the competition. However, considering the nature of Squid Game, we have to wonder just how lucky or unlucky someone has to be the first one in the arena. After all, Il-nam wouldn't just have to be the very first player to set foot in the main room, but also the first one to be picked up by the guards and maybe even the first one to call the mysterious number on the back of that business card. Sure, if it hadn't been him, someone else would have to wear the 001 uniform, but the fact that it is him is certainly cause for suspicion. Before we dive deeper onto the Squid Game clue twist ending, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now for more videos like this one. Number 2. He knew the red light green light song. Instead of appearing perplexed by the circumstances he finds himself in, player 001 appears nonplussed at being faced by a giant robot made to resemble a little girl, and even recognizes the words after she breaks out into her haunting song. Considering Oh Il-nam has been watching the game since the 1980s, it's little surprising he can sing along. It may even be a song from his childhood that he chose specially to feature. Number 3. He chooses the star shape in the sugar honeycomb game. This star shape is one of the easiest shapes to carve out of the honeycomb treat using a needle, and Il-nam chose this shape for himself. While the triangle shape is arguably easier to carve out, the star has even shorter lines and requires even less skills. Despite being old and slow, Il-nam easily carves out the star without using any tricks or special techniques. Number 4. He's not faced by the dead bodies or the robot. While the other 456 contestants were left utterly horrified when the giant robot started firing at those who caught moving when she called the red light, Oh Il-nam was utterly unfazed, happily smiling and moving between the dead bodies to try to reach the finish line. When the perspective changes to that of the giant dolls, you can see that most of the players are outlined with a green overlay as the doll's movement detector kicks in. The more eagle-eyed among us may have spotted that Oh Il-nam didn't have such a green overlay and just a thin outline, suggesting that the doll was programmed not to shoot him regardless of what happens. Number 5. He stops the fighting in the dormitory room. When fighting breaks out in the dormitory room, every player was in danger and powerless to stop the fighting. But when Il-nam asks organizers to interfere, Squid Game workers and guards are immediately sent in by the frontman to take back control of the room. While letting the fighting continue would be good for the games, frontman had to interfere before Il-nam was in any real danger. Number 6. Oh Il-nam had the perfect tug-of-war strategy. When the contestants were told to get into groups of 10, Gi-hoon's group looked physically weak compared to some of the others. Not only did he have more women than some other teams, he also had Il-nam, who could barely stand up straight. However, the old man proved to be a secret weapon, having devised the perfect strategy to defeat even much physically stronger teams. While he may very well have been a bit of a tug-of-war master as a child, it also serves as a glaring clue that he was ready for the games and had previously looked up maneuvers. Number 7. His neighborhood was perfectly recreated in the marble game. How Il-nam described the neighborhood setting for the marble game was dismissed by many as the mere ramblings of an old man suffering from dementia. But as Squid Game's ending reveals, the setting was an accurate recreation of Il-nam's old home. This could have been the frontman's way of making the marble game even more exciting for the founder of the games. Moreover, the geometric shapes on display in the house of Il-nam, identified as his home, are the same shapes found on the Squid Game cards. And lastly, when the camera pans out to show the dead players after the marble game, Il-nam's corpse was nowhere to be found. Number 8. Il-nam loves all the games. When each game is revealed to the contestants, Il-nam makes a point of saying how much he enjoyed each game as a child and how much he played them. It's a little surprising he feels this way, as he picked out each game for the tournament, and he's likely picked up numerous strategies after watching people play them over the years. Number 9. He has no player file. This clue rushes by so quickly that very few viewers actually caught it. During episode 5 of Squid Game, police officer Wang Jun-hoo, Wi Ha-jun, infiltrates the frontman's inner sanctum and finds files on all the previous and current players. The massive archive of comprehensive files goes back decades, chronicling every single one of those who were unfortunate enough to be included in Squid Game's cast of doomed characters. But when Wang Jun-hoo finds the folder for the current iteration of the games, the first page skips to player 002. The file for player 001 is nowhere to be found, as it is unnecessary. Apart from the fact that Il-nam was not a real player, having a file of him in the archives would be a liability not just for the organization, but for Il-nam's VIP clients. And lastly, number 10. We never saw Il-nam's death. At the end of the emotional marbles round, Il-nam gives a tearful Gi-hoon a speech, while Gi-hoon is hustled back to the main hall by the workers. While Gi-hoon walks away, we hear a gunshot and we assume that player 001 has been killed. The beginning of the following episode sees Ali and the rest of those killed at the end of the round packed up into coffins and taken to be incinerated, but Il-nam's corpse is not seen because he was never killed. As the brain behind the entire Squid Game operation, Il-nam represents the billionaires in a series that digs deep into the topic of wealth inequality. Out of Squid Game's desperate and deeply indebted players, Il-nam is the only one whose choice to participate in the games isn't burdened by nuance. While the other players had to choose between living their lives in debt or risking their lives in Squid Game for the chance to win a fortune, Il-nam was just literally there to try and have some fun. Netflix's Squid Game is an undeniable hit. Over 111 million viewers worldwide have watched the South Korean death game series created by Hwang Dong-hyuk, making it the streaming platform's most popular show to date, and it looks very likely that we'll get a season 2 at some point. Did you notice any of the little clues or tidbits? Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comment section down below.
If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.